where the just shall live by his faith. You know, people may have been living for you before now, but you have to make a choice to live for yourself. That word, the just shall live by his faith. The just shall live by his faith. Requires two things. Ask yourself if you are one of the just vessels of God. The word here just talks about the righteous. It talks about the confident child like Joseph and Abraham and Isaac in the wilderness of life. It talks about the position of life where you are justified by God. So it didn't say everybody shall live by his faith. Only the just has faith in God. You have to be just, you have to be righteous before you can have all kind of faith that will move you. After the dedication of this altar, I told myself, you are not going to overlap yourself anymore. The work has been done by the dedication of this altar. So that by the number of things you want me to begin to have sleepless night upon, where God was already waiting for your obedience in the altar. You have to make a choice to believe what God says and to believe what you're seeing around you. You have to make a choice to fight by yourself or allow God in you to fight for you. You have to make a choice of living for God and living for the world around you. The one thing I know is that God is watching his house. Amen. Personally, as the lead pastor of the Million Game Ministries International, we have handed over this house to the Lord. Are we here? I have handed it over you enough. And I've asked the Lord, take charge. And let me just be your servant. So we enter into a faith season of our life. And I want to see your faith. I want to see your compliance. I want to see your obedience. Now, our nation suddenly break forth into the next level. Are we here? Because before now, there are a lot of impossibilities. You can't make any noise on the streets saying you don't like this, you don't like this. But Nigeria has entered another phase of victory. Are we here? It is just a wake-up call to the leadership. It's not actually a crisis. It's a move of God. Because God said, I will move the nation. I will shake the nation. I will shake the nation. I will make a shift. How do you see a senator saying, cut our salary by 70%? By themselves. If we can only leave. Because the movement says, after we have done with the dislikes of leadership, we will go after the agent of leadership. Praise God. Which means every problem behind the problems will be sorted out. We lost lives. Even if you and I has been part on the sacrificial lambs, it is a victory unto legacy. Come on, are we here? Yes, but I like you to understand that. I saw the mommy. If you back at the key back in the shape. Yes, sir. You understand that? All? Yes, sir. What the silence upon is what you're going to suffer for. Now that is just for the nation. Think about yourself. What are the things you've been crying and complaining about? How much have you prayed about it? Things you're saying God has not done. This one has not done. Pray. You may be seated. I called you out this morning to anoint you to go well on earth. called you this out this morning to show you some few things that God had done in the past. By the grace of God, today I'm handling almost about 4 offices. I sit on the missionary desk to manage what crops up in some nations that God has sent us as a commission. The crisis in Uganda. The crisis in Uganda. We always have a call of what should be done. There's farmers' crisis in Ghana recently, and there have been a lot of call. What do we do? Ghanaians are straightforward to their conscience, and what they don't want, they don't want. That unity was necessary to surmount whatever confronts their sovereignty. They cried out and attacked it. It's almost a victory. Liberia is passing through very strong economic situation. And we have presence in those nations. Today, I represent the voice of the community of the church. What is the church saying about what is going on in our nation? We cover more than churches in our network. They have congregation, they have leadership. And so we needed to provide a covering. We needed to provide a leverage on how to come out of their situations. By the grace of God, I'm a pastor of Dominion Gate Ministries International. So we have a family church where also we are burdened and concerned about the well-being of our members. And then finally, we have a network of like-minded, kingdom-oriented people across the world, partners to our commission. And I came from a community also who are trying to make me a voice. So in the course of these 2 weeks, I have received questions. I've received a number of challenges. What do we do? How do we do this? How do we handle this? How do we come out of this? And I said that a nation that rises up against themselves hardly live into their new future. That was why the church endorsed the peaceful protest. So there was nothing wrong with the peaceful protest. The church community in Ojo province said there was nothing wrong in the peaceful protest. Until the peaceful protest hijacked by sponsored thoughts that was captured in the videos. Are we here? And so there came a mixture, and what was real was seen as a threat. The important thing there is that the voice of the nation has been heard by the leadership of the nation. And so there's a panic, and there's a concern, and there's a response. So I want everyone to be peaceful.